All right, and welcome back to Notre Dame JV football. It's a beautiful day here, 52 degrees, a perfect day for a football game. My name is Caden Frawley. I'm here with Andrew Dobeck.
What's up, everyone?
How are you feeling about today's game?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good about today's game. Both teams have been playing pretty well this year, so this should be a very interesting game, to say the least.
Yeah, both teams are 5-3.
So at this point, you might as well take a coin and flip it to determine
it's gonna be
who's going to win.
Very close game with a few key players out for ND. I'll get more into that when the game starts. But yeah, both teams seem to be pretty equal. As like I said before, both 5-3, so it should be a close game. And we are just under 5 minutes before play starts. Looks like we haven't really done the coin toss yet, so we're not sure which way the ball's going. Do you have any score predictions yet for the game?
Given that both teams have been playing well this year, this is going to be hard. I'm saying 14-10, Dunn's winning.
14-10, all right. I'll give my score prediction because I will have to leave early, but for my score prediction, let's see. It's going to be a close game, so I'm going to go 21. No, sorry. I'm actually trying to think of this. Yeah, no, I'll stay.
Take your time.
21-17. So Don scored 3 touchdowns. St. Rita 2 touchdowns. Well, of course, 2 touchdowns plus the 2 extra points and then a field goal. So 24-17 is my final score prediction. And we're going to head off for now with 3 minutes left to play. We will see you guys when kickoff is happening.
St. Rita won the toss but deferred to the second half. Notre Dame will defend the north goal.
a toss, but they will receive the kickoff. So Notre Dame will be defending first.
They'll be defending the north goal, correct?
I believe that's what Mr. Marisi said. So, yeah, as we said before, both teams are 5-3. So,
should be an interesting game.
Yeah, sorry. I lost my train of thought. What do you think that the Dons are going to need to do to pull through to win this? And then same for St. Rita. Like, what do you think their strengths are going to need to be if they want to win today?
So for the Dons, I'm thinking a strong defense is probably going to be the key. Well, for both teams, I look at it this way. A strong defense is going to be probably key to winning the game.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was wrong. St. Rita is defending first, and we are receiving the kick. I'm sorry about that. That's my bad. I'm gonna try not to be like last time I did the sophomore game. I messed up a lot, just like simple mistakes. As here's the kick, goes out to about the 22-yard line, and that's gonna be taken up the middle.
Somewhere's around the 37-yard line.
32-yard line.
Oh, 32. My bad.
It's fine. It's fine. We're all gonna have mistakes. Joe Weber with that carry.
So anyway, back to what we were saying a minute ago. You were asking me what's going to be key to win the game, and I said strong defense.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me on that statement?
Totally, of course. I've always said this during game day. Almost any team that we play, defense is going to be the main factor because we have the offense. The offense is there, but the defense, if they can pull through, that's what's going to win us the games. So there are a couple notable players that are out. Number 7, Nick Nudo is on the sideline. Let's see, who else? There's a couple play out. Number 21, Jack Baca is out. As here comes the snap, taken up the middle. And I've gotten a lot of requests over the 2, maybe 3 weeks to mention the linemen because I guess I didn't do it enough in the last game that I did, which is fair because I didn't. So I'm going to be trying to acknowledge some of the linemen this time. One of the linemen that's out is Miles Saunders, as he looks like he has like a left arm injury, as he's wearing a cast on the sideline right now. As it's 2nd and 6. So, do you think that with these players being out, it's going to change their chances of, winning?
I would say just a little bit, but I don't really know these players too well like you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say slightly, but I still think the Dons have a good chance at winning tonight.
Mm-hmm. Looks like
just like with any player that goes down, any sport, anywhere, it reduces your chances, but you improvise.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the good thing about this team. They have plenty of people on the sidelines that can step into those spots and, fulfill the position that they need to be in if someone's injured like that. And it looks like also I see on the sideline Cam Van Horn looks like he is out with some sort of right hand injury. And I'll keep trying to go with these as long as here comes a throw to the right side. That looks like that's going to be a catch by Ryan Hammer. What a throw and what a catch. Got both feet in.
That was a shot of beauty right there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Number 10, Michael Henson on the coverage.
Looks like 2nd and 8 at the 46-yard line. Looks like, yes, that would be correct.
So if they keep stuff like that up throughout the game, they will get down the field quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the snap. Hand it off. Taken out just to the left. Looked like about a 2-yard gain. So as I'm going, I'm trying to pick up some more of the linemen because I want to try to get all of them in one time. Right now I have 3 that I could see: Max Serrato, Ryan Losick, and Luis Freitas. I'm trying to see who else do we have on this offensive line.
I'm glad that you could actually see that far out there. Cause
I'm trying my best. And I'll do the same for the the defensive line. And
flag
there's
on
going
the
to be
play.
an offsides, I believe. I forget if offsides is offense or defense. I think I've got it. I always get those mixed up. Oh, I got it. Let's go.
From the St. Rita 49-yard line.
And so one thing that we've been talking about all year also is, penalties each team has to really reduce their penalties if they want to stay in this game. Like right there, that's just easy yards for ND that St. Rita does not want.
Yeah, what was that, about a 5-yard gain or so, I believe?
Yeah, I believe would be 5 yards.
We were at 46 and then advanced to the 49 on
There goes
the other
handoff
side.
up the middle. It's going to be a first down. And once again, the running game is going to be, a big deal. As the last game I did, Jack Baca was still active and playing, and he was a big factor that game. He scored, and he picked up a lot of yards, and now that he's out, I feel like it's going to be a bit tougher. But we still have people, like I said, to fulfill those positions.
We certainly do. I'm just looking at this roster. There's a lot of people on the team, which is
exactly.
great.
Well, it's most football teams, I'd hope.
Yeah.
That gets taken out to the right side. That's going to be a run.
What a run.
Darvion Moore with a nice carry out to the right side for a gain of about, what is that, maybe 12 yards?
At least.
Sorry, it's getting kind of chilly out today.
We were at the 49 and we're at
41 now is what. No, I mean it's way further up than that. They just haven't updated it. Looks like about the 27-yard line, correct? So yeah, that
was a healthy gain.
What we need.
Only about just a little over 3 minutes in, and Dons are making big gains already.
Yeah, they're moving the ball up the field quickly, which is what we like to see. Here comes the snap, another handoff. Taken out to the left for a gain of about 2 yards. Let's see, I'm still trying to pick up more. All right.
Looks like a 1 yard gain there only. But
number 35, Luke Peeve, is also on this offensive line. Or maybe not on the line, but, on this offensive squad. I'll be trying to do that throughout the whole game because I've gotten a lot of requests, so... Shout out to the linemen, though. They do a lot of work in this game, Got to protect the quarterback. That's a tough job.
That is. That's not a job for me.
For either of us, I mean.
I don't think football is either one of our sports. Man, to broadcast, yes, but to play in, I don't think so.
But, yeah, considering how this JV team is doing this year, clearly they have reduced the sacks from the other team. So that shows how great this O-line is, as it is 3rd and 8, but that was a gain of about 2. It looked like he could have got up, but he tripped over his own feet. Anthony Evangelisti also out on the sidelines. The Dons are on the 26-yard line. 3rd down and 8.
Here comes the snap. Any second. Oh.
Flag on the play. False start. Didn't look like anyone jumped, but
It didn't look like it either.
The referee saw something different, and that's going to be
setback of a few yards.
Loss of 5 yards. So, like I said, got to reduce the penalties because right there, they just lost 5 yards, exactly. As is now 3rd and 13.
Every yard counts here.
Yeah. Looks like they're lined up more on left side of the field.
Here comes the snap.
Run across the field. Oh. So close. Right to him. Just mishandled it. Dropped out of his hands.
Intended for number 31, Ryan Hammer. It'll be 4th down for Notre Dame from the St. Rita 31-yard line.
Number 31, Ryan Hammer, dropped that, but at the start of the game, and one of the plays early, he did make a nice catch on the sideline, so it shows that he does have the potential to, make those plays, but, just one mishap.
Just little oopsies.
That happens every game, and it looks like the Dons are going to go for it on 4th and 13, on the 31-yard line. Let's see what they can produce here. If they're going for it this far back, they must have something that's going to work. He's going to run out of the pocket, and there's a fumble on the play. St. Rita recovers it on the 32-yard line. And that was just not a great play all around there for anyone. No one seemed open, tried to run out, fumbled it.
Ran backwards a little bit, tried to see, like you said, if someone was open. And second little oopsies, but
So yeah, this is our first chance to see how the defense is looking for the Dons. As let's see, now I gotta try to pick up some people that are on this defensive line. Max Serrato I see out there. Think that's number... Wow, this is tough. It's hard to see the numbers from up
yeah,
here.
you know what?
I'm sorry.
I feel like the sophomore JV team uniforms, the numbers are harder to see than the varsity uniforms. Just my take, or is it, or am I just seeing it that way?
No, it's definitely pretty tough. As Noah Gerdenson rolled out to the left there with about a 5-yard gain. Number 14.
Brought down by number 20, Brandon Whittick. It'll be second down for St. Rita from their own 38-yard line.
We got to see the Dons offense push the ball up the field, and it was looking pretty good. Obviously, now St. Rita has control of the ball. We get to see what the defense is like.
43, sorry. See Eddie Pescatori and Declan Doherty out also on this defensive line. Here comes the snap, rolled out to the right. Takes it up the middle. That's going to be a first down. The whole team is on trying to take him down. But he seems like a very sturdy running back, you know. As you can see there, many people tried to tackle him, and he just broke a couple tackles.
Took a few people to tackle him, yeah. About a 10-yard gain there for St. Rita. That was an interesting play.
Yeah.
Just watching him run up the field.
Yeah.
That's the whole fun of football games, watching plays like that.
I mean, yeah, that's how they go. So, as here comes the snap, handed off again, taken up the middle, and brought down at about the 53, 53-yard line for about a 5-yard gain. So that is the third run in a row where it's had 5 or plus more yards, I believe.
Yes, that's
which shows, you know, this might not be the best for the Dons, but hopefully they can, you know, overcome it and see, you know, what they're doing on offense.
You know, my take on it is they get a much better perspective down there than we do.
Yeah.
Of what to do, and they could, you know.
Another handoff. And brought down again. Sorry, go on.
No, what I was saying is that I feel like the players on the field get a much better perspective than we do up here because they're down in the action, and they can change and improvise as needed to try and slow St. Rita's runs up the field.
Exactly. They can see the plays. They can see, you know, where, you know, the running back might go when a certain player is in a certain spot. So, you know, they'll figure that out through the game, whereas, you know,
we're up here just
that's
guessing.
why we're talking. Yeah, we're not down there trying to figure all this out. And St. Rita actually has a pretty big crowd out there in the visitor stands.
Oh, I haven't even looked out. Yeah, not a bad crowd.
There's another handoff, and that's going to be a loss of yards of about 3 yards. And maybe that's what we've been waiting for. You know, the Dons adapted to the run game and finally see what St. Rita's trying to do. And that's going to be 4th and 4.
46-yard line.
And it looks like they're going to punt it.
46-yard punt. Well, more if you count the end zone. Should be an interesting.
That's a pretty decent punt, but I think that's NFL caliber. So last time this happened, there was a trick play. So let's see if they just go for the straight punt or... As there is going to be a punt. Fair catch called at the 17-yard line.
And that was caught by, I can't see the number.
The number 12, Matt Whittick. Sorry, sorry, he just said that. Number 12, Matt Whittick with the Whittick. Sorry, with the catch. Fair catch at about the 17-yard line. So we just saw a great defensive drive by the Dons. Do you think they're going to keep that up throughout the game?
I have a feeling they will keep this up throughout the game.
Anything else? Or
yeah, I think that's it.
Just a straight statement. All right. I think they will keep that up because clearly, you know, the first 3 runs were 5 or more yards, which in high school football is very good. So they clearly, you know, adapted to what was happening. As here comes the snap, looks to the right side, and that's going to be an incomplete catch just low. For number 5, Anthony Thome.
It'll be second down for Notre Dame.
So as I was saying, they adapted. They realized what was going on, and of course they
Now it looks like
stopped
they're
there.
changing.
So
Yeah.
they realize what's going on. I think they're going to do that throughout the game. If they could do that on the first drive of the game, I mean, that's a great sign.
Oh yeah.
And like we saw before, the Dons had a great run down the field. It just got stopped short. So if they can keep those runs up, because
minute
as long
20. Sorry to cut you off. But minute 22 left here in the quarter. This should be interesting. I have a feeling something good's gonna happen right here.
Rolls out to the right, throw.
Incomplete by Ryan Hammer.
Just through his hands again. That's the second pass he's dropped. Looked like he's 1 for 3 on catches.
First catch, great. Second, 2.
Everyone makes
No
mistakes,
shaky.
though.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
And now he's taking the gloves off. Getting some better grip.
Might be the good play there. Again, like I said, he's adjusting and improvising.
Adjusting during the game. Love to see that. As it is 3rd and 10 with the ball on the 18-yard line. As so far we have not seen any gain or loss of yards on this play. So let's see what they could do here on 3rd down. And here comes the snap. Rolls out to the right. Tries the same play again, and that ball goes to no one.
Hits the ground.
And looks like they're going to have to punt it. Can't risk getting that close to the end zone and trying to go for it. So not the most productive play there from the Dons. So what does that tell you? Because they had a great first drive, where they made it almost into
They
the
made it
red zone.
to They made it to like the 25-yard line.
Something like the 25-yard line. I think it was like the 27 or something. So what does that tell you? That they had one great drive, and all of a sudden they just don't gain any yards.
That's a good question. That shows that they definitely have potential to throw a good drive. Now, but sorry, I lost my words.
No, that's fine.
No. Well, what I'm saying is they have potential to drive it down the field, and they drove it down the field early in this quarter on pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It was a pretty fast play.
Shane Birch with that kick right there as it gets taken to about the 45-yard line. And no fair catch called, and he got brought down. I wasn't sure who it was. Just over 1 minute left to play here in this first quarter. Still no score, as St. Rita has the ball on the 45-yard line. Number 3, Jet Hilding, is the quarterback for St. Rita. As here comes another handoff. I don't think they've gone for one pass yet.
You would be correct. They have not.
Yeah, they've only had the run game, and the Dons are stopping it. So that's a good sign for the defense, showing that they've adapted. Which I know I've said a couple times already, but I just think it's important because clearly they aren't that much of a throwing team. They're not much of a passing team. They're more of a running team. And if the Dons want to win and get stops, they need to adapt to the run game.
Oh yeah, that's what we talked about. Strong defense, and actually that was a loss of 2 yards. It went from 45 to 47.
Wow.
So.
Oh, here comes the first pass. Almost a one-handed catch out by the 20-yard line, but dropped.
It was fumbled and dropped.
Pass intended for number 31.
Still 3rd and 12.
With 22 seconds left.
On the 47-yard line now. And that was the first pass they've gone for, and it was still a pretty good play. It was just a little long. But that shows now that maybe their pass game is decent. They just haven't used it. They haven't utilized it so far in this game.
We'll have to see what happens second quarter and third quarter. Because they could be holding some tricks up their sleeve, for all we know.
Yeah. So here comes the snap again. No handoff, fake handoff. Oh, gets hit. And that's going to be no good. No good. Sorry, I saw it. I thought I saw flag on the play. But
yeah, there is a flag.
There is. Never mind.
you would be correct.
Wow, that was great. That was great quarterback rushing because, he barely had any time to get that ball off. And it looks like, see what the call is. Pass interference on the defense, which, wow, that's, I mean, I don't know. That one could have went either way because it looked like, he got a hand on it, though, which made it look like, that he had time to catch it, but maybe that was just the tip that I saw.
Yeah,
but either way, that was a great play all around, and it was just one little mishap. It is still 1st and 10 with just about 10 seconds to go. With St. Rita, the ball on the 32-yard line. Here comes the handoff to the right
14.
side. Number 14, Noah Gurdenson. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Still a nothing game.
0-0.
Great defense from both teams so far and great offense. So
Dunn's had a good first drive. That is for sure.
Exactly, and I think they'll keep up back at it.
We got to look at
when we get back in the second half.
Second quarter.
Second quarter, my bad.
And we are back just like that with the start of the second quarter.
Yeah.
Snap, handoff.
Taken out to the right side. He's going to be brought down by a couple players there. So, yeah, as we were saying just before we went off for the first quarter, both teams having a great defensive and offensive game as they're both bringing it up the field, but, you know, they're still
just struggling to get it all the way to the finish line.
Exactly, yeah. They're getting stops that they need, but they're also getting yards that they need for both teams. And like we said at the start of the game, they're both 5-3 teams, which means it's going to be a close game. And so far, they've been evened out, basically.
One team will go to 6-4, and the other one will go to 5-4.
Yeah.
When the day's over.
Yeah. And here comes the snap. Rolls out to the right side. And he's going to get...
That is brought down.
Brought down at about the 28-yard line. And I believe that is going to be 4th and 5 still.
I think you are correct.
Let's see, who else do I have? Number 77, James McMorrow in the game now. Playing on the line. I believe I saw him on the defensive line. And like I said, you know, the linemen need more credit. They get more. They need more.
They are the underdogs.
Credit. They get more. Sorry, they need more credit than they get. You know,
that
they
is
do.
for
They do a
sure.
lot more than we think. You know, whether it's between calling out the plays, you know, telling each other where to go, stuff like that, and you know, trying to get through.
They are a big part of.
Exactly.
the game.
Oh, and here comes the pass rush, and that is going to be
brought down.
Looks like it's going to be close. It might be a first down.
Somewhere around the 28-yard line, it looks like.
And it looks like it's going to be short. No, never
Actually,
mind. I'm wrong. It's going to be enough, and that's going to be a first down for St. Rita.
From the
22-yard line is what it looks like.
I said 27 earlier. My bad.
Don't worry. I've been messing up, too. I've been stuttering, stuff like that. So we both make mistakes.
That's why we aren't broadcasting NFL games.
I'd hope we aren't. I mean, we're only in high school.
I think we'd be getting tomatoes thrown at us if we were broadcasting an NFL game.
Because the snap, another handoff up the middle. A
Flag on the play.
Might be a holding on defense, I believe. I can see it is a holding penalty. On the offense. I was wrong, not the defense. On the offense, and that's going to be a 5. I always forget. Okay, so I know offsides and false starts are 5, and I always forget if these are 10 or 5.
We'll find out.
It looks like 10.
So it looks like a
Because of how
10-yard setback.
It'll be first down for St. Rita.
Yeah, it looks like 1st and 20 now on the 39-yard line.
34.
Sorry. Yeah, see? See? I'm not the only one. I mean, you're not the only one that's, getting mixed up.
It happens
And
to the best of us.
St. Rita's going to call a timeout.
With 7:23 left in the half. So anyway, just wanted to, tomorrow, October 23rd, we are going to be streaming the Burke Palooza. So tune into that tomorrow. I believe that is 6 o'clock.
Something like that. Yeah, that would make
It's
sense.
going to be a fundraiser for our Burke scholars. I got to be honest with you, Caden. They're probably some of my favorite guys around the school.
They are awesome, man.
They're
Just being able
always
to talk to them.
positive.
Yeah, of course, of course.
And it's super nice to support them. So if you have a chance tomorrow, tune in and watch the event. I'm sure it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, of course. We'll be streaming it on the Media Crew YouTube page. So if you can't make it there in person, check it out. It's still going to be a great time. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be food. There's going to be a mass at the start. So, as we are talking about that.
And speaking of the Burke Scholars, I'm just looking onto the stands, and there's Luke Kroc, one of our Burke Scholars.
Yeah, perfect timing. Wow. So, that is going to bring us to the end of the timeout. St. Rita's ball, it's 1st and 20 with the ball on the 34-yard line. Yes, here comes the snap, handoff. Never mind, not a handoff. Faked me too. And
looks can be deceiving sometimes.
Number 3, Jed Hilding with the run. And they're still about 3 yards short of even getting
back to where they were before the flag.
In the 10-yard territory. 2nd and 13 with the ball on the 25-yard line now. So, even though, sorry, I don't know what that was. I just stuttered. Even though St. Rita is, almost in the red zone, the Dons have been able to stop them. Their coverage has been good. And,
we'll see if that holds through just now. Or in the next few minutes here. We'll see what happens.
Here's 2nd down, the handoff to the right side. And he gets brought down at the 20-yard line, which looks like about a 5-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 9 is what it looks like. On the 21-yard line. Got that right this time.
You said 20, but close enough.
No, I said 21. Right now, I just said on the 21-yard line. As the stands are starting to fill up.
In St. Rita's section.
That's odd. I never usually see that many people for the JV games. Of course, there's still fans, but
the what's it called, the homecoming game against St. Viator, the other visitor side was coming back. But that's homecoming.
And St. Viator's also 20 minutes away.
Yes.
Most other schools are like an hour, and most people are like 45 minutes, and they don't want to have to drive the whole way.
No, I hear you. How far away is St. Rita's from this location?
I am not sure. Oh, as that gets thrown into the end zone.
Oh!
And that's going to be a touchdown. Oh, my goodness. That was a 23-yard throw, 21-yard throw all the way into the end zone as he got tackled, but he was able to hit the pylon and get in, and that's going to put St. Rita up onto the scoreboard with a 6-0 game.
I have to admit, that was a pretty impressive play.
That was a very impressive throw, He cut out to the left side.
I was not expecting that, if I'm going to be honest.
When I saw the throw initially, I thought it was just kind of going out into no man's land, and then I saw, I forgot who it was. It might have been number 8. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But whoever it was, they cut out to the left side and was able to catch the pass that I thought wasn't going to know anybody. And the kick for number 15, Ryan Model, is good. As it now is 7-0 St. Rita. With, that wasn't even bad defense by the Dons. That was just even better. It was good defense by the Dons, but it was even better offense by St. Rita.
I agree with you on that one.
So, what do you want to see on the Dons' offensive drive here now that we're going back down the field?
Ooh, I just want to see them kind of like what we saw right at the beginning of the first quarter, just drive it up the field as fast as they can without getting a flag on the play or losing any yardage.
Yeah, that's a great strategy. I mean,
just try and advance. Well, obviously that's the whole point of the game, but just drive the ball up as fast as you can without getting yourself into trouble.
Yeah, so, and would you rather see more running or passing, like more rushing or passing yards from the Dons in this drive here?
I will be honest with you. I would like to see a split combination of both.
To be honest with me, I'd like to see more rushing yards because we have been passing like the past couple plays, we've been passing, and it hasn't seemed to be working too well. On the last drive that the Dons had, they didn't gain any yards.
No, I agree with you that maybe passing might not be the play because driving was working better, but we shall see what happens here.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what they could do here. As here comes the kickoff from, once again, number 15, Ryan Model. With 5 minutes and 30 seconds left here to play. That's going to, no fair catch. Looks he's going to take it out to the right side. Looks like it's...
Oh, flag on the play.
Brought down.
Hugh Jackson brings it out for Notre Dame, taken down by number 4, Connor Artis, but there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Did you catch what it could be on, or
holding on the receiving team? I heard it. I'm trying to. Q Jackson, number 28, with I believe is what Mr. Marisi said, who received that there. So that was about I don't know. Let's see. He caught that. Where did he catch that? About the 15-yard line. Just go with that.
Somewhere around there, but they're at the 17-yard line right now.
Yeah, so I'd say that was about a 10-yard gain, and they got pushed back 10 more because of the holding penalty that was called on them. So now it is 1st and 10 with the ball on the 17-yard line with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left here to play. And let's see what they do here, if they're gonna pass more or rush more.
I have a feeling they're gonna rush more. And
they do there.
Yes.
Looks like that's going to be
about a 2-yard gain, maybe?
3-yard gain.
3-yard gain.
Anthony Thorne on the carry, brought down by number
yeah, about 3-4-yard gain. It is actually a great day for football. I like this better than hot days. It's about 50 degrees, so it's not.
It's
80
cool.
degrees where it's not going to be, everyone's going to be sweating, but it's also not,
It's comfortable sweatshirt
30
weather.
degrees. Exactly. It's perfect. It's a great day for football.
It might be a little chilly for the varsity game, but right now, at least you and I got perfect weather for this game.
Yeah.
Might have to pull the gloves out for the varsity game. So that was a 3-yard gain.
Snap, handoff, takes it to the left side. That is number 1, Darvion Moore.
Brought down around the 27-yard line.
That looks like that is going to be a first down.
Brought down by number 59, Reno Lowry. The result of the play, first down for Notre Dame.
So, that was good to see with, within the first 2 plays of this drive.
They got back to 10 yards.
Exactly. They got the first down that they needed, so.
Now it's, you know what? I kind of like this. Every time it seems like they're driving the ball about 5 yards at a time.
That's exactly what you need for, for high school. That's good. That's what you need. Here comes another handoff. He's still going to get a gain of about a yard there, maybe. Maybe not. I was wrong. Sorry. It's hard to see from up here. You can't tell if they actually get past the line of scrimmage and gain yards or if they just stay there and don't gain or lose any yards.
Actually, that looks like set back a yard.
It's not about a yard. I'd say it's about 2 feet. So almost a yard. Oh, maybe not. 2nd and 11. So I guess just don't listen to me anymore.
You still seem like a pro compared to me at this.
I try my best. Try to use my football knowledge. And here comes the snap. Throws. And
that was a good
nice
play.
catch. And that's going to be catch for a gain of about
5 yards?
5 yards. Maybe 6. Yeah, it looks like about 6 because of the yard that they had back. So it looks like about 3rd and 5.
That was a good situation right there to pass it instead of try and rush it.
Exactly, yeah.
Because he was wide open. I forget who was standing right there, but wide open and was able to pass it right in and gain about 6 yards there.
Number 8, Q Jack, 28. Sorry, I don't know where I got 8 from. Number 28, Q Jackson, with the catch there on that play. As Lou Frederico rolls out to the right, throw down the field. is going to be picked off by number 4 from St. Rita.
Connor
Artis with the interception, but there is a flag on the play. And it looks like it might have been pass interference is what I might have seen. Looks like ND's kind of not celebrating, but, you know, saying that it's our ball again. So doesn't seem like it's on Notre Dame. Not sure what that.
I'm interested to see what this flag is for.
I can't tell if they're. I can't tell who's doing the official call.
Well, it's one of the 5 refs out there.
Penalty was unsportsmanlike conduct against.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Yes. So that is going to be.
Again?
No. So it is just a penalty on St. Rita, but it's still going to be their ball. As that still counts as an interception there. With just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The ball on the 36-yard line. So, you know, not the best way you want things to play out.
There to number 14, Noah Gertson. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Number 14, Gertensen.
Yeah. Got it.
That seems right. So, yeah, not exactly how you wanted things to play out, but, you know, if the defense can get a stop here, that's what they need, and that'll give them the energy to get back into this game, as it looks like it's about 2nd and 10 still with
no yards gained.
No yards gained on that play. As you know, just one slip up on the Notre Dame defense is, you know, what is making this a 7-0 game. St. Rita right now, but I feel like they could easily come back from that, you know, seeing how they've been playing tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was just a little corner left open for St. Rita, and they snuck it in there.
Good pass rush. The number 3, the quarterback, is going to take it out for a first down.
Taken down
Jet
at the
Hilding
47, 48-yard line?
47, I'd say. That's going to be first down. He was under pressure and was able to escape the pocket.
He had a decent run right there, you know.
Looks like there's going to be a timeout in Notre Dame.
Timeout Notre Dame, that's their first.
All right, we will see you guys in a few seconds.
We'll be back in just 1 second.
Yeah.
And we are back with 1:35 left in the half.
Yes, the ball is on the 47 for St. Rita's. There comes a throw to the right side. And it looks like that might be a catch. Hasn't signaled anything yet. And it looks like they're saying he's out of bounds. They're saying he's out of bounds, even though it looked like he got 2 feet in.
Yeah, from our angle, that looked like that was...
I think he might have got 2 feet in, but he, it looked like he might not have had full control of the ball. You know, it was still kind of on the offensive player's head, you know, trying to bring it into his own hands.
So right back to the 47-yard line where we started.
With a 2nd and 10. Don's defense been doing pretty well on this drive. You know, it's just a few open gaps, which caused it.
Gotta find ways to keep those gaps closed.
As here comes Drop back in the pocket. A long throw down the field.
And that is caught by no one. Oh, wait, no.
That's going to not. It's going to be incomplete. It looked like he was asking for a pass interference there, but it didn't look like he had a chance to get to that ball anyway, so it does not matter.
Seems like the last couple plays, their quarterback has been trying to pass the ball pretty far out.
Exactly, yeah. They've been deep throws. And now, of course, that results in a 3rd and 10 with no yards gained. So I like to see how this plays out.
So, like, we were talking about strategy, driving it up the field, and I just, mentioned that it seems like St. Rita is moving last few minutes towards long passes.
Yeah. Here comes the handoff, and he is brought down with about a 5-yard gain.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here 3rd quarter. Are they going to be driving the ball up the field, or are they going to be passing it long distance, or?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. As there's a timeout called by Notre Dame, and yeah, as you were saying, I do think that they will switch up their strategy. I'm not really sure how, because they've been kind of equal with, running and rushing and passing. So I'll like to see how maybe they just stick primarily
to one or the other.
Yeah. Or if they keep this up, but maybe just try new routes and new, try to find new ways to get through the crowd of people in the middle of the field. So I'd like to see how this plays out.
What's your prediction? You think they're going to move to more long passing or
No, I
rushing?
do not think so. Even short passing, I feel like if they do short passing, it's just going to be really short, like,
yards.
1 or 2 yards, just a quick throw, and then run up the field, because clearly they've gained more yards rushing than they have
passing.
Passing, exactly. So I do believe that they will be focused on rushing more rather than passing, as it is 4th and 5, and Matt Wittick back to receive now, as St. Rita's going to punt. Here comes the snap and the kick. Goes up. That's a fairly short punt, and it goes right out of bounds.
At around the 28-yard line, looks like.
So let's see what the Dons can do here. Of course, just another great stop right there for the Dons. So let's see if they can do anything on offense here and produce on offense. Because, clearly the defense has been living up to it, except for, just 1 touchdown. If the Dons could do the same on offense, I mean, it could be tie game at halftime.
Well, 1 minute and 7 left. Let's see what the Dons can do here.
All right, and here comes the snap. Throw out to the right side. That's going to be caught by Ryan Hammer. Seems like he's got it back under control now. That's going to be about an 8-yard gain.
That's going to be at the 40-yard line. So 8-yard gain there. Not bad.
That's what we like to see, especially with that quickly. That was a great route. He was wide open. Perfect throw.
Good example of when throwing it versus rushing it.
Exactly. Maybe in those situations you need to throw it rather than rush it, because there's too many people in the middle.
The throw might get you 8 to 10 yards like we just saw, whereas rushing might get you, 4 or 5.
Exactly.
And with just about a minute left here in the half, any chance you could have to...
Pressured.
Oh. That is incomplete.
Incomplete, but it was pretty smart. Tried to throw it out of bounds and made sure that, the clock would stop and they wouldn't lose any yards. And it was almost a catch, too. It would have been a first down, but still. As it is 3rd and 3 on the 40-yard line.
57 seconds left.
Yes, I'm excited to see. I'm guessing they're going to try to throw it to the sidelines as much as possible so that, they can get out of bounds and stop the clock.
My guess is throw it to the side and then try and rush it up the side. Would be
yeah, well, of course, yeah. Try to get it up the field as much as you can, and then if you have to, get out of bounds, because that will stop the clock and they'll have more time
to adjust and compensate.
Exactly, or they will, try to go long and just get a touchdown right here. That is going to be high and incomplete. So we have seen a couple
good attempt.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of incomplete throws today. So I think in the second half they will have to.
I think if some of those throws that are incomplete now could become complete in the second half, I think we'll start to see some little bit more fast pace rushing up the field. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, especially on this drive, it's going to be very fast-paced as Shane Birch back to punt. And let's see, I believe that's number 9 for St. Rita. Here comes the kick low, and that's going to roll. Wasn't the best punt, you know, like how high it got, but it also rolled out to
about 12 yards.
The 11-yard line with 38 seconds left to play. Sorry, number 9, who was back to receive that was. Oh yeah, Gio Sakor. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. I think that was him, or it was either that or number 8, Zach Clark. It's hard to tell from this view.
Wait till it gets dark for the second half. It's going to be interesting. Maybe we should invest in some binoculars.
Nah, I go bare eyes.
Bare eyes? More fun that way.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Then you actually have to, like, you know, really look at the players instead of just using a pair of binoculars. As here comes the snap, handoff, takes it out to the left side and brought down for about, looks like a 3-yard gain as the clock is going to keep running. And someone, oh, never mind. Looked like someone was down for a minute, but they got up quickly.
You think at this point, with 20 seconds left, the clock is just going to run out?
Yeah, they're going to run out the clock. Unless they wait until, you know, 5 seconds, try to get one more play in, but I highly doubt that because
looks like
they don't want to risk an interception and then, you know, pick 6 for a touchdown. As that looks like they're going to close out the half.
Duns, nothing. St. Rita, 7.
Yeah, it's been a close game throughout so far.
Anything can happen the second half.
Exactly. Even though, you know, it's 7-0, St. Rita had a great throw and a great catch. I feel like the Dons
could pull off something just like that at any moment.
They can come back from that, exactly. They can, you know, find their groove that they need in the second half. They know what they're doing wrong now. So out of this halftime huddle, they're going to, you know,
discuss what they need to do to change.
Exactly, and they're going to come back on the field and, you know, really, and let's see. So ND will be kicking off in the second half at the start of the third quarter. And we will see you guys
in the second half.
In the third quarter.
Notre Dame cheerleaders. They can hear you, by the way. I'm going to ask them if they still have that issue. Let's hear for the Notre Dame cheerleaders. New guy. I'm the new guy. Even though I've only been here for like a few weeks. You gotta literally space out on it. It's not that bad. I ain't the whole step. You are a trooper, good sir. I'm hard to believe that's 2.8, 2.9 minutes. Let's go for this. I have the sauce. It's 4 million. You know, what is it? Is it that bomb sauce?
Let's hear it for the Notre Dame cheerleaders.
Every single man, every single Notre Dame people and citizens just one more.
Oh, we are back on air.
Bit of confusion there, but now we are going into the third quarter. Still a 7-0 game, of course. So, we have seen great defense and offense from both sides of the field so far. Do you think we will keep that up?
I think we will keep that up. I think what I'm going to look for primarily is I think the Dons are going to try and probably just drive the ball down the field would be my guess, because beginning of the first quarter, that first drive worked pretty well when they were just rushing up the field. It seemed like when they tried to pass, things didn't go quite as well as they did when they were just trying to strictly drive the ball up the field. No, wouldn't you agree with me on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. As we will see, Andy kickoff here. You know, St. Rita has had a great game so far.
Both teams have had a really good game overall.
Yeah, both. I mean, yeah, it's just the one touchdown. That was the only thing, and I just think I keep reminiscing on this, but it was a great. I mean, it was a great throw and a great catch. It was perfectly placed in the right spot, you know, and he was just able to get the ball in. He was able to hit the pylon. So I'm excited to see what the second half is because, of course, the Dons now know what they're doing wrong. So that I think they are going to come back.
Over the course of the halftime, they were discussing what they could do to change. So.
Exactly, yeah. So they're going to be, you know, they're going to know what to do in the second half. They're going to know their weaknesses, what they have to work on, and I do believe that they will come out and, you know, put some points up on the board, or at least give some more competition than they did in the first half. As here comes the kick.
Ooh,
short kick, and
yeah. Looks like that was
like it's going to be
caught by number 37. That will be James Evator.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm sorry. I thought, yeah, the onside kick was recovered, and, you know, it didn't pass, whatever. It was like the 15, I forget how much it is. Danny, how long does it have to go before the team can catch it? How long does it have to go before the team can catch it? Like an on 10? Okay.
10 yards.
Forgot if it was 15 or 10, so had to do some clarification. So yeah, they recovered it.
With our sports expert.
they recovered it. It looked like the referee pointed that it was St. Rita's ball. That's why I was confused for a minute, but it's not. And now the Dons regain possession, and that's what you love to see. That was a great play. You know, they got it.
With only 1 second of the third quarter.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Here comes the handoff. Up the middle. Looks like that's going to be a gain of about 5, and that's a great way to start the quarter with an onside kick recovery and a gain of about 5 yards. Yeah. Oh, boy. Now what's going on?
He keeps touching me in the shoulder.
So, yeah, here comes another handoff to the left side. Looks like that might be a gain of about 1 yard. So, yeah, the Dons, like we said before, probably have realized what they did wrong, what they have been doing wrong, and they're going to come back and adjust that here on this play, or on this drive and in this quarter. So, you know, I'm excited to see, and I'm excited to see what St. Rita is going to do, because even though they scored, they are going to be adjusting to
Notre Dame's strategy just as much as we are adjusting to their strategy.
Exactly, yeah. So it's going to go both ways, but of course I'm more excited to see how ND plays out because they're down. So, you know, they're going to have to come back with even more energy than in the first half.
So my initial score prediction of 14-10, we'll have to see how that holds true. What was your prediction again? I forget.
21-17.
21-17.
Oh, here comes a bit of a trick play. As that's going to get thrown down the field. Oh! No catch, but I don't know, looked like it could have been a pass interference. No flag there or anything. It was a trick play. They handed it off, rolled out to the left, handed it back off again, rolled out to the right, threw down the field, and it was just, you know, knocked out of his hands. He wasn't able to get it. Ryan Hammer downfield.
I'm seeing very strong effort. Just being barely a minute in here, I'm seeing very, very strong effort to start off the third quarter here.
As it is now 4th and 5, and it looks like they will
stay at the 40-yard line.
Looks like they will be going for it, too, which is what they tried in the first quarter, and it didn't go too well. So I'm excited to see if they can, you know, adjust to it this time and see if they can get the first down.
Here comes the snap.
Here comes the snap. And it looks like it's going to be handed off, and that is going to be a first down, and they get the first down that they needed. And that's going to be a gain of almost 8 yards, I want to say. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like it might have been unsportsmanlike conduct. It looks like it looked like the referee was talking to Notre Dame's side, saying, you know, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Yeah, I do believe it is.
Unsportsmanlike conduct?
Yeah, I do believe so.
It looks like that is headed back.
Penalty was against Notre Dame on sportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
And that is a 15-yard setback? 10?
No, yeah, that's 15.
15, yeah, I was right. So oh, wow, we're back at 48. Well, I think we're at 32 or 33.
Yeah, that was... Not what they needed. Of course, they got the first down, but now they're, was that going to be first and 25? So that's not where they want to be.
After a few strong plays.
Of course, that was a great drive. They got the first down, even though they went for it on 4th and 5. And, yeah, so 1st and 26. It looks like they're going to hand it off. He rolls out to the left side, and that's going to be a gain of about 1 yard. A fumble recovered by St. Rita. I thought they blew the whistle that it was down already.
That's what I thought.
I thought I heard the whistle. I guess not, though. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be St. Rita's ball on the 40, no, not the, about the 44-yard line. And I thought I initially heard the whistle that, you know, he was down, but I guess not. So that's going to be St. Rita's ball now. And those were just two horrible
not what we like to see.
Plays to happen. Of course, they got the first down that they needed and everything. And then, of course, it just
didn't work
takes
out.
A wrong turn. Here comes the snap. Handoff up the middle, breaks through the tackles, and that's going to be a gain of about 10 yards is what it looks like.
Noah Gurtenson on the carry, brought down by number 1, Darvian Moore. The result of the play, a first down for St. Rita. First down for St. Rita from the Notre Dame 33-yard line.
That is a gain of 11 yards for St. Rita right there.
Oh, yeah, that was a great run. I really hope it does stay like this weather, though, to be honest, because it's not too cold right now. It could be worse, and I just don't want it to get really cold because then your hands hurt, and that's the worst part. As here comes the snap, a handoff, rolls out to the right side, and that's going to be about a 5-yard gain. As it probably is going to be second and 5 is what it looks like.
2nd and 5 from approximately the 27-yard line.
So, yeah, as we said at the start of the game, for both teams, they need to limit their penalties because, you know, they can't be giving up free yards like that. And, of course, like we see on that last possession by the Dons, you know, it was almost a penalty and then just a free ball for St. Rita. So, you know, if they just have to limit that and they'll, of course, be in this game, which they still are. It's only a one-score game. Or, I mean, a one-touchdown game, but
that can easily turn at any moment.
Exactly. I think Indy might have got ahead of itself a little bit. Sorry about that. A little bit too much, you know, and got a little excited.
It looks like
that's
going to be 3rd and 1.
And
it'll be 3rd down for St. Rita from the Notre Dame 24-yard line.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thank you.
Get some comments from the fans. Love to hear it.
Complimenting us on our great work here.
I want to call it great. Our commenting has been mediocre for the most part.
We got to give ourselves credit. We've done, and a flag on the play.
Flag on the play, you are correct. It looks like it might have been a false start on the offense. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty is what it looks like.
It would appear that you are correct.
Thought I saw the referee point to St. Rita's side, so that would make sense. Nothing has been called yet.
Penalty was against St. Rita.
Yeah.
Illegal motion.
Oh, no. Illegal motion.
Illegal
wow.
motion.
You don't hear that much.
It'll be 3rd down for St. Rita from the Notre Dame 29-yard line.
At first we thought it was a false start.
Yeah, false start, but I guess not. So, illegal motion. So that, with that, there's 6 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock. You know, Indy's really trying to get into it right now. They're trying to hype up the crowd, which is what they need. They need the crowd support.
They need to pump up the crowd. Pump
exactly.
It up.
Oh boy, don't. That song is great. As here comes the snap. Oh, fumbled in his hands. Gets taken out, and that's going to be picked off. That is going to be picked off. What a play.
What a play.
Off the fingers of St. Rita's receiver. And number 1, Darvian Moore with the interception. Whistle's being blown. I don't know if there's a flag on the play, but it looks like
there is not. I don't see a flag out there.
Does not look like it, but, you know, you just hear all the whistles. You assume that there's a penalty, but that's exactly what they needed. They, of course, lost the ball in the first possession that they had in this half. Lost it, got a fumble, and now they just come back with that energy. You know, they were trying to hype up the crowd. The crowd did get into it, and they just get the interception there. If they are pumped up from that, I don't know what's going to get them pumped up. So they got to, on this drive, they need to score right
here. That was
here.
probably my favorite play of the night right there.
Oh, yeah, of course. That bounced off like 3 players' hands, and then he just caught it and not fumbled, but, just
it was
ran down the
fumbled
field.
between other players, and then he caught it.
So there's a rollout to the left side. The throw is going to be a catch is what it looks like, and that's going to be a first down. A great throw and a great catch for about a 12-yard gain with 6 minutes left here to go in the third quarter. Oh, my. That's just a great series of events for the Dons right there.
Look, we started out with the first drive looking good. We lost possession of the ball. Now we
kind of got our hopes down there, yeah. And then they just come back with that energy. That is great.
That is a 13-yard gain right there.
Wow, you love to see that. And now we just got to make sure the Dons keep that up. They got the energy. They are pumped up right now.
That definitely got the Notre Dame section hyped up.
Rolls out to the right, gets kind of tackled, and that's going to be a loss of about 5 yards. Not what they needed there, but I do believe that they still have the energy that they need, and they will come back from that. That is a loss of about 6 yards.
Not what you want to see, but
of course not. But I mean, they've tried that play a couple times where the quarterback runs, kind of rolls out to either the left or the right side and tries to make a short throw, but a lot of the time the receiver isn't open, so he has to try to make a move himself. And sometimes it doesn't always go the way, but they're having a few times when he's gained yards off of it. So I'm excited to see what else they could do here, because I do feel like they're hyped up. As here comes the snap a little high. Here comes the run up the middle, and that is only going to be a gain of about 6 yards. Is that going to bring them back to 3rd and 10? That's going to get them back into 10-yard range, but still got a ways to go.
48 yards to go.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
48 yards may not sound a whole lot to some of us, but in football, 48 yards is, essentially half the field.
Yeah. So, the Dons lost yards, gained yards, lost yards.
Gained yards, lost yards.
It's kind of been the story of the game so far for them. So they just got to make sure that they keep getting positive yardage, because, if they keep getting negative yardage like that, they're never going to end. It looks like there is a flag on the play. False start on the offense. Someone jumped. False start on the offense. Not sure who it was. I really don't see that, though. I didn't see any motion, but, I'm focusing more on, the backfield and the defense, so I don't always see, who just makes the slightest movement, because even that's a, false start. Exactly. Yeah. So with just over 4 minutes left here to go in the third quarter, still 7-0.
I feel something good coming this game.
I mean,
hey, who knows? We could go into overtime, like with the Vider game. It's possible.
That was awesome. That was an awesome game.
And I had the privilege of being on air watching that game happen.
Yeah. As here comes the snap from 3-14. See what they could do here. As he has to roll out to the left. He's going to run it himself. He's going to take it. And that's going to be a first down as he's going to keep going for like a 20-yard gain. That is what they need. Like I said, positive yardage. He was able, and that's exactly the play I was talking about before.
He saw the opening out and around, and he just ran and ran.
Exactly. That's what I said before. They have that play where, the quarterback rolls out to either the left or the right side, tries to find a pass. Maybe that wasn't the exact play where he rolled out automatically. He tried to find a pass, but he was able to slip through, roll out to the left side, and find the opening,
But a gain of 17 yards nonetheless.
That was great. That's exactly what they needed, and that's just going to give him even more energy and more momentum as they're about to enter the red zone. And let's see what they can do here. Here's the snap, another handoff. That's going to be taken up the middle for about an 8-yard gain, and they're just gaining yards right here. Exactly. They're cruising down the field. I love that. That's a 7-yard gain. I'm sorry, off by 1. My predictions have been pretty well so far, but, that's what they need.
1 yard here or there.
If they can average 5 or more yards per, drive.
Per play.
Sorry, per play, yeah. That's how they're going to get up the field, as they are on the 23-yard line.
Getting close to the red zone. All right.
Yeah. I believe the red zone's 20 yards and in. As here comes the high snap, still a handoff, and he's still going to get the first down. And that's going to be another first down for the Dons, and now they have entered Sorry, I don't know what. They've now entered the red zone. And, you know, they have just gotten 3 plays in a row where it's almost been 8 or more yards is what it seems like, as they're now on the 17-yard line.
At least 5 yards per play minimum. That one was 17.
Yeah, that was a great play. That's honestly what kept them going.
It's plays like that make the game just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what they do here. I feel like they might go with a pass to Ryan Hammer here because he is open on the right side. And I am wrong, is they're going to run it out to the right as he's going to break a tackle or two. And that's going to be a gain of about 5 yards. And that's exactly what they need to keep doing. I only said that they might have passed it to Ryan Hammer because he was wide open. You know, he only had one guy covering him on the right side of the field, and everyone else was, you know, looked like they might have been blitzing. So it looked like he would have been wide open if he had made a good play there. But now they are on the...
Looks like the 15-yard line from up here.
15-yard line. Yeah, 15-yard line. Sorry, I looked at the scoreboard. It said 18, and I was like, that can't be right. They were just on the 17. How did they lose yards?
I believe this might be the closest the Dons have been to the goal.
It is, and they are still... It's 2nd and 7, so, you know, that's enough time for them. And here comes a fumbled snap, and that he's going to bring it out to the right side again, and that looks like that might be...
Inside of 10 yards, maybe?
Might have been a 5-yard gain, and it looks like it might be 3rd and 2nd. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. 3rd and 1 is what it looks like, actually. With just under a minute to go now, as the clock just went under 1 minute left here in this third quarter. Yes, it is 3rd and 1, and it looks like they are going to just drive it in, and that's going to be a first down for the Dons, and it looks like they might call a timeout here. Not sure what they're going to do yet as the clock stops, so never mind. They will not be calling a timeout because the clock has stopped. So I'm excited to see what they do here. You know, they haven't been in this position yet on the field, so, and they've been clearly just cruising through the defense. So, you know,
40 seconds left here.
Like we said, clock starts again. Like we said, you know, the Dons have adapted to the defense, and they know what they're doing now. They know their mistakes, and they're going to come back from that right here. As it is going
just
to be
under 30 seconds left here.
1st and goal here. As here comes the snap, the handoff. Anthony Thome brings it for about a 3-yard gain is what it might have looked like. 2 or 3 yard gain. With 10 seconds left, and they're just going to let the clock run out as they're about
6 yards from the goal line, it looked like.
Yeah, about 6 yards. So that's going to close it out for the third quarter. Andrew, you're going to have to take over.
I will. Caden, it was good doing the game with you.
All right, yeah. I got to go fulfill my other duties. Thank you guys for having me. I'll be back in the third quarter of the varsity game, though, so I'm excited to see everyone there. Oh, my God. I don't know what that was.
And welcome back. Hey, look, it's a new voice now.
It is.
Hey, Rita fans, you might remember me. I'm in
we
for
all
Caden.
know Danny.
I hope you do. Welcome back. It's good to see you all again. You might remember me from April. We got to take you through 2 exciting games, seeing the Dons and the Mustangs. The sophomore Dons, now juniors, absolutely blew out the sophomore Mustangs blew out the sophomore Dons last year by a lot to a little. And then it was a close one in the varsity game last year. So far that is kind of rang true in this year's sophomore game. It's a 7-0 game.
It is. Anything can happen here. The Dons were pretty close the end of the third quarter to getting something in the goal here. Let's see if they could do something fourth quarter here.
I've been really impressed with Leo Frederigo here tonight. I obviously haven't been on the mic all night, but I've been watching him, and he's been very, very impressive, as he has been all season. Despite not getting any points in, it's been a very defensive battle. This defense for the Dons has been spectacular tonight.
It has been. Other than, like Caden kept mentioning, that one play that they let slide by, the defense really has done pretty well tonight.
2nd and goal, Frederigo from the gun. He's going to take this one himself, and in he goes. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Leo Frederigo on the quarterback draw takes it in, and the Dons are on the board, 7-6 Mustangs.
That's what we like to see.
So Leo Frederigo finally punches one in for the Dons, And they have made this for now a one-score game, but now Robbie Kuban is going to look to tie things up. And did we see Kuban come out? Doesn't look like. Oh, look at this. They're going to go for 2. Interesting gamble. Do you like this move?
I'm feeling good about this move. I like this move. Shall see what happens.
This is interesting. The Don's going for 2. They're going to gamble here.
This is a big lottery gamble here.
This is a big play here. Frederico from the gun is going to hand it off to Thome, and Thome is in for the conversion. Mike Jankowski's gamble pays off, and the Dons take an 8-7 lead over the Mustangs.
That was a risk-reward situation, but
yes.
The reward has been given.
The reward has been given, and the Dons now have the lead with 9:55 left to go. Oh boy.
Little technical difficulty there.
Oh, Delbeck's just standing on my stuff. And now I get to DJ a little bit too. DJing's fun.
DJ and announcing at the same time.
DJ and announcing. Now this is a new one.
This is multitasking on another level.
Seriously. I'm just waiting for a team to come out, and then now we can start. All right, here we go. Now we get the fun stuff. It's an 8-7 game. Both teams now on the board. Robbie Kuban going to kick this one away. Back to the Mustangs.
Robbie Kuban will kick off for Notre Dame. Zach Clark and Ryan Model back to receive for St. Rita.
Mr. Marisi says he likes this song better than Pump It Up.
Personally, I like Pump It Up better, but then again,
That's just you.
That's just me. Which one do you prefer?
Oh, this, easily. This and Sandstorm. I haven't pulled out Sandstorm yet, but I might have to at some point.
Next touchdown, the Dons score. Pull it out.
Sandstorm isn't our touchdown. I forgot to play the touchdown song because the band's not here. We have a touch. It's just the start of Chelsea Dagger, but you know it's fun. I forgot to play it because I wasn't thinking about it because we haven't played it all year.
The band will be here for the varsity game.
I think that was more of a last year thing, but
it's all right.
You know,
overall,
not a bad crowd out here tonight.
No, not a bad crowd. And then Caden was also talking. Take a look at St. Rita's crowd. Not too bad.
Yeah, a lot of people making the trek up from the south side of Chicago, which is great to see.
And for
a handoff, and making that run is Noah Gurdenson, still going down, and finally brought down at around the 14-yard line of the Dons. What a run for Gurdenson!
That was a pretty good run right there. Looks like about 30 yards. Wow, it's a long run.
So from the from the Rita 44 all the way to the 15 of the Mustangs, altogether that adds up to about a 40-yard run for Gurdenson. And now Rita is in the red zone and looking to strike once more. They think that it's time for some revenge.
They do think it's time for revenge, but the Dons defense may be seeking revenge on their offense.
I could see that. Gurdenson takes one up the middle and about a 2 or 3 yard gain there on first down. Looks like they'll mark it a gain of 3. So second and, never mind, gain of 2. I'm always one off. Always one off.
It's all right.
I'm always
You're still a good sportscaster.
I'm this close. You could fit maybe a stack of nickels, and I'd be that close. The thickness of a stack of nickels. Maybe 3 nickels. And that would probably be it.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2. Another handoff for Gurdenson. And another short gain. Probably another yard. Mark it 3rd and, let's see, 3rd and 6.
3rd and 8. 3rd and 7.
Dang it.
We right in between.
Well, you were reading what it was for the last play. They just didn't change it yet. I was, once again, a yard off. This should be our new game show.
How close are we to the yardage?
Was it going to be over or under is the real question. But however you want to put it, it's 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs at the Dons 12-yard line. Jet Hilding with Gerdenson behind him. Put Clark in a motion. And another run up the gut.
Short gain of...
Rita's thinking it's first down, but it will not be that. It'll be 4th and 1 coming up. And a big stand is going to be needed here for the Dons. And the Mustangs bringing in, looks like an extra lineman, who we don't know who it is because apparently a lot of kids are playing up tonight for the Mustangs, as we've been told. So they had number 49 in, Mr. Unknown as we'll call him for right now. we can name him Stevie. We'll call him Stevie. It's probably not his name, but we'll call him Stevie just for try to rush it through.
And looks like it is brought down.
Looks like it's going to be a first down. So first down for St. Rita. They're able to push through, brings in the heavy, and it ends up working out for the Mustangs. So it's now 1st and goal for St. Rita from the 4-yard line.
Shall see how the Dons defense holds up right here.
Well, now they need a response to that 40-plus yard run that Gerdenson had not too long ago. There's about 7.5 minutes left in the game, yes, but we also have to remember that for the most part here tonight, the Mustangs defense has kept the Dons offense in check. Hilding under center. He's going to hand off and stopped about a yard or two short is Gerdenson. And the sophomore coming in, 5'11", 180, also plays linebacker.
I have to say,
he's been having a great night tonight.
From Noah Gerdenson and Jet Hilding are two players on the St. Rita team that have had a pretty good night.
Yeah, Hilding and Gerdenson have had a spectacular night so far.
You got to give them credit for that.
And now it's 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Another handoff. They give it to Gerdenson again, and he's not going anywhere. As the smoke pours from the grills over by the concession stand, you can tell things starting to get a little fiery down there.
It smells good,
Keith Sumter and Landon Page are getting into a little bit of it down there. 6 minutes to go. It's 8-7. Dons on top. They got a huge touchdown and then a 2-point conversion to boot, which was spectacular.
That was definitely a play that the Dons needed, that 2-point conversion.
Oh, yeah. You know, in that situation, I probably would have gone for just the extra point, but going for 2 was gutsy, and it paid off.
That was a good call by Coach Mike Jankowski to go for the conversion.
One of the greatest football minds you're going to meet, next to Coach Hennessy. Rollout here for Hildings, and he's uplifted. He just got thrown up and put to the ground.
Just yeet it right up in the air.
How about that? Now you don't see that very often.
No, you do not.
I'm
just watching,
airborne.
and then all of a sudden I see someone in the air.
It just went airborne. So Rita once again bringing in the heavy. Like 7 or 8 linemen out there right now.
A very pumped up student section
and
here.
And they are going for the field goal. This one would be from 19 yards out. Ryan Model with the kick and wide right. And it was in. They mark it in.
That looked
they mark it in.
That looked like it was out from our angle.
Oh my. Oh my. So the officials marked that a field goal. From our vantage point, that looked like it was wide right.
It did.
Oh my.
You could tell the crowd is not very happy.
They are not pleased with that. Wow. So it is now a 10-8 Rita lead.
St. Rita 10, Notre Dame 8.
Wow. And the fans are letting the refs hear it. Wow. What a call.
I was not expecting that call. Yeah.
The Dons came off the field fully expecting that was a missed field goal, and it sure had the trajectory off the foot that it was missed. Oh, my. I've never seen a JV crowd boo louder.
Well,
wow.
I haven't seen too many JV games, but that was an interesting call by the refs.
Wow. When the refs make the game bigger than it needs to be. Unreal. Well, no matter how you want to put it, you might think it was a made field goal, you might think it was a missed field goal. St. Rita has a 10-8 lead with 4:37 left to go.
I think my initial prediction for the score was 14-10, and Caden's was 21-17. What was, even though you weren't on the air at the beginning, what was your initial prediction for the score before this game started?
I will tell you after kickoff, actually.
Okay.
My DJ duties are here. Come on, kick it off already. All right. Catch is made at the 15. Still up and brought down. Did you catch who that was?
I did not, but it was brought down around
36. Can you check who that was?
36. That would be James Breen.
Okay, so that was Jimmy Breen who brought that one out. So to answer your question about what I was thinking for a score prediction, last year, for the most part, Rita had dominated the Dons on all levels. At least on the lower levels, the varsity game was obviously a lot closer. I was expecting something a little bit different this year. I was expecting, to be honest, a shootout. The Dons offense has been playing really good on the JV level. Handoff to Thome. And he'll get
about,
looks like
4 yards.
4 or 5. But they're going to mark it as 2nd and 4. So it ends up being a 6-yard gain. Excuse me. I was expecting more points. Rita's offense, they're high-powered. They have some crazy weapons on offense.
We saw that.
And that's not to discredit their defense. Their defense is really good, too.
We saw that run by Noah Gertensen.
Gertensen has had a spectacular game. But I also think that the Dons offense would have had a little more points, as there goes Anthony Thome with the stiff arm. Flag is thrown. Marked down at the 46-yard line, but we'll see what this flag is for. And this one is going back.
That was a good attempt there.
Looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it's going back by the way everybody's moving. Rita was motioning as to it was on the Dons, but that is, as expected. But now we just saw a point towards Rita, so we'll see what this is. Oh, look at that. See, we are wrong sometimes. The initial motion of the officials.
It looked like we were going back.
Maybe not.
Oh.
Are they waving the flag now? And they took the flag off. Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
This officiating crew is having a rough night tonight.
Yeah.
So they call a holding penalty. So that's going to make it 2nd and 14 all the way back to
43. Looks like the 43-yard line there.
Okay, what is happening? So they move it to the 40. So, okay. So they're calling it first down, but they're calling it holding. I don't think that's how that penalty works. But
I don't know a whole lot about football, but I don't think that's how it works
I don't
either.
think that is either. If it's a penalty, that it should have been moved back, not forward. As Anthony Thome is going to carry that one up for about 4 or 5. We'll call it 2nd and 6. That was interesting. This officiating crew, they
Making
had
some interesting calls tonight.
the call on the field goal, which everyone in the stadium, except for the 5 officials on the field, thought was a missed attempt. We have a fumble, and it's Rita's ball. St. Rita able to recover
with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left.
Under 3 minutes to go. A huge turnover for the Dons. And now has sent this crowd dead. I can tell you, if this game ends
at 10-8
with a 10-8 score, the fans are going to let this officiating crew hear it.
Oh, I'm sure they'll give them a piece of their mind.
Oh boy. Now
that call with the field goal, that was.
I still can't believe that.
I'm going to be at school on Monday talking about that, and I'm still not going to be over it.
I can't believe that. That was. Now, we don't have the benefit of the vantage point, but from the way that was kicked off the foot.
It was spinning right.
It was spinning right, and I didn't look to, and I should have done this, but I didn't look to see where the ball receiver behind the goalpost that receives the ball after the kick, where he caught it, and that probably would have been a giveaway.
From my vantage point, it looked like by those metal bleachers over there, it looked like he caught it behind there.
Yeah, I don't know. Now a timeout is being called for the Dons.
Timeout, Notre Dame. That's their first.
So Dons call timeout. We'll be right back. We'll play Sandstorm. We're not using those. Whoa! Well, that's per usual. This is Sandstorm. This is Sandstorm, Andrew.
No, Notre Dame.
Home timeout. Mr. Acadamatore was a home timeout, not a visitor.
And we are back just like that.
That was fast.
I have to say, even though the Dons are down right now, it's been a great night for football.
It has. Another timeout. And with that, we'll be right back. All right, we're back again. Surprise. It's 3rd and 11. This is a big play for the Dons. They have 1 timeout remaining.
Rita has 3 timeouts.
Rita has 3, but at this point in the game, not really that important. The Dons need a big stop on defense.
Handoff over there to number 11.
No, we just got faked out.
Oh.
That was the quarterback. Jet Hilding takes this one up, and there's the timeout. So Dons use their final timeout, and with that, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. It's 4th down.
We're back for the 3rd time now.
Back for the 3rd time. It's 4th and 3. Oh, there's movement, and there's the flag. They got the Dons to jump, and that's going to do it. Oh, man. We got Max Serrato. Oh, that's harsh.
Offside, Notre Dame.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
And that is what, 5-yard advancement for Rita?
Yep. Sure is. Get back here right now. You need to go find the charger for the wireless, for the new camera. Because it's dying. Well, 1st down. Turnover's not out of the question, right?
Definitely not out of the question. 2 minutes left in the game here.
Well, no, not now.
And there's the whistle.
Rita takes their first knee. As the clock winds down. Well, let's reflect back on this game. This clearly was a game won by the refs for Rita.
Yes. With that call
that's just an assumption. I'm not saying that for sure.
Started out strong.
We can say it was influence.
Yes.
Absolutely. From our vantage point, it looked like it missed. It's unfortunate that the game ended in that fashion. And then the offside penalty, that hurts too.
Dons had some solid plays, especially.
They were solid all game. You know, this was a defensive battle from Jump Street. Give Rita credit where it's due. They came up in situations and the Dons didn't. You know, they only had one scoring drive this entire game. That's not going to cut it for a team.
We got to look at it this way too. 4th quarter, the Dons had some good drives up the field.
It's not going to work.
And it looks
like they'll have to take one more knee on 3rd down.
And it looks like they're just going to let this clock run out.
Yeah, they got to take one more kneel. You got to go find him. One last knee. And there it is. So that's going to do it. The Mustangs come into Niles and take a win. They now improve to 6-3 on the season. And the Dons
move to
5-4. However you want to put it, a successful season nonetheless for Notre Dame sophomore football. Last year was really weird, and that this year they came out pretty good. They beat Fenwick, was probably their best win of the year, undoubtedly.
Overall, it was a solid season.
Overall, solid season, solid game. So we're going to head off. The varsity game is going to be starting in about 40 minutes. We'll be back when that gets underway, we'll see you then.